Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're looking at ClawdBot and a really big idea. What if your AI assistant wasn't just another tool you use, but a true teammate that works right alongside you? That's the promise we're diving into.
So let's start with a frustration that I think we've all felt. You're using an AI tool, it's absolutely brilliant, you're in the zone, and then you close the browser tab. Boof. All that context, everything you were working on is just gone. It's like the AI has total amnesia. These tools are incredibly powerful for sure, but they're also super forgetful. They act less like an assistant and way more like a very, very smart calculator that you have to keep turning on and off again.
And this just nails the fundamental shift that ClawdBot is trying to make. It's all about moving from a temporary tool that lives in a tab to a permanent teammate that lives on your PC, an assistant that has a persistent memory, one that doesn't just answer you, but can actually get up and do things for you. This is the exact problem it was built to solve.
So let's meet ClawdBot. The core idea here is really powerful in its simplicity. It's about changing the home address of your AI assistant, moving it from some far-off server in the cloud right onto your own computer.
And what that really means is that ClawdBot is a self-hosted AI agent. The software itself runs locally, right on your machine. Now, for its intelligence, its brain, it connects out to those powerful models like Claude or ChatGPT. But the agent, the part that actually knows you and your work, lives with you.
Now, having it run locally, well, that's what makes all the difference. It's a total game changer. Because it lives on your machine, it can do things a browser tab could only dream of. Writing code, creating files, running commands directly. All your chats, your files, your important context, it all stays private, right there on your computer. The result is something that feels way less like a generic chatbot and a lot more like a dedicated assistant who actually gets your workflow.
Okay, so we get the why. But what about the how? How does it actually work under the hood? Let's get into the core features that really make ClawdBot more than just a chatbot. The entire system is just built for action. It can execute code right in your terminal, create brand new documents on your hard drive, and, this is crucial, it has a memory. It remembers your past conversations. You've also got a web dashboard to see your history, support for multiple AI models, and integration so you can chat with it from the apps you already use, like Telegram or Slack.
And this quote right here, it gets to the absolute heart of that memory feature. It's designed to learn. Just like a human assistant. The more you work with it and the more context you give it, the better it gets at understanding your preferences and maybe even anticipating what you need. It actually evolves with you.
So this chart makes a really crucial point crystal clear. While that heavy-duty AI model, the brain, is out there in the cloud, the agent itself, along with all of your private data and chat history, lives securely on your computer. You get the immense power of a giant language model, but with the privacy and control of a local application. It's really the best of both worlds.
And get this, you are not locked into a single AI provider. ClawdBot is totally model agnostic. You can plug in an API key for Claude, another one for ChatGPT, and just switch between them whenever you want. Maybe you find one is better for coding and the other is a genius with marketing copy. That flexibility is built right in.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the practical stuff. How do you actually get this thing up and running? What's it going to cost? And what kind of supercomputer do you need?
All right, let's be real about this setup. This is not a one-click install from an app store. It does involve using the terminal and grabbing something called an API key, which might sound a little intimidating. But here's the crucial part. It's designed to be a one-time process. The whole thing is broken down into these 4 main stages. First, you get an API key from a provider like Anthropic. Second, you just copy and paste one single command into your terminal to run the installer. Third, you follow the simple prompts, and finally, you connect it to your chat app of choice.
So the best way to think about this is as a small, one-time investment. You're trading about, say, 30 to 60 minutes of setup time for a permanent AI assistant that gets deeply integrated into how you work every single day. Once it's done, it's done.
Now let's talk about cost, because this part is really interesting. The ClawdBot software, the agent that runs on your machine, is completely free and open source. The only cost is what you pay the AI provider, like Anthropic or OpenAI, for your API usage. You're just paying for the intelligence you actually consume.
And nope, you do not need a supercomputer to run this. ClawdBot works on a regular Mac, Windows, or Linux machine. Remember, your computer is just running the lightweight little agent, not the massive language model itself, so there are no special hardware requirements at all.
Okay, so you've made it through the setup. You have a new AI teammate living on your computer. Now for the fun part.
What can you actually do with it?
For starters, you can automate big parts of your workflow. Instead of typing out a bunch of commands, you can just tell your assistant in plain English, go into the project folder, run the test suite, and then tell me what happened. It can do that, all from a simple chat message. Or think about creating content. You can ask it to draft up a proposal, generate a spreadsheet with specific data, or outline a whole presentation, and it will create those files for you right on your desktop without you ever needing to open another app. It can also become an incredibly powerful research tool. By connecting it to a web search provider, you can give your assistant access to up-to-the-minute information from the internet. This totally breaks past the knowledge cutoff date of its base model. It's perfect for timely, relevant research.
In this feature, this is where it really feels like you're living in the future. You can be out and about, send a command from Telegram on your phone, like, hey, summarize that new report in my downloads folder, and ClawdBot will get it done on your desktop, wherever that might be. Ultimately, what this all adds up to is a personal, private AI powerhouse, one that lives on your machine, learns how you work, and is tailored specifically to your needs. It's the difference between an assistant that works for you and one that truly works with you.
And that really is the key takeaway here. ClawdBot isn't being presented as just another finished tool. It's more like a platform, a foundation for you to build upon. So the real question it leaves us with isn't just what can it do, but a much bigger one. Once your AI has a permanent home on your computer, what will you build with it?